Hey, what's up, Chemical Guys family? Today we have a change of scenery. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how I wash my car at my house. Let's get started. All right, guys, so to kick off this detail, we're gonna start off with the wheels. Now, when it comes to the wheels, you always wanna make sure you do those first because the last thing that you wanna worry about is, washing your entire car and then having to go back and clean your wheels, because what ends up happening is you get all kinds of splatter all over the rest of your car and you're just doing more work. So you have to go back and clean it, and it makes you work a lot more than you initially wanted to. So always start off with the wheels first. So to start off with the wheels, we're gonna go ahead and fill up our bucket with water. Now, one pro tip I have for you guys: before you start using your buckets, make sure that you thoroughly clean them out. And that's just because if you use them before and you didn't clean them out at the end when you're done using them, you can get dirt and grime and contaminants stuck in the bucket, and then when you fill it up with water, it'll resurface it, and that could potentially cause scratches and swirls to your wheels finish. After filling up your buckets, go ahead and insert your dirt trap and put all your favorite Chemical Guys brushes into your bucket. For the choice of wheel cleaner today, we're going to be using our Signature Series wheel cleaner. This is a citrus-based cleaner that works out great on basically all wheel finishes, including painted, powder coated, chrome, aluminum, anodized, and so much more. So we're going to be using this product. We're going to spray directly onto the surface of the wheel. And also, pro tip, spray some directly into your bucket because the product does foam up. So I like to go ahead and pre-saturate my bucket with about 4 to 5 sprays, and then I'll activate it with my garden hose nozzle for that extra deep foam cleaning. And then after you have all your wheels nice and coated with the Signature Series wheel cleaner, go ahead and grab your favorite Chemical Guys brushes and start scrubbing it down. Today we're using the wheelie flag tip brush to clean the face of the wheel. We're using the Big Blue Stiffy to scrub the surface of the tires to knock off any kind of embedded dirt, tire blooming, and previous dressings from the tires with this super stiff brush. And then we're also going to be using a Red Rocket, which is a long brush, which allows us to get deep into the barrel for the extra deep clean. And then once you're all done scrubbing, simply rinse it all off and you're all good to go. It's that easy to deep clean your wheels with this combination of wheel brushes and our Signature Series wheel cleaner. Moving on, now it's time to get into the wash. So the wash, it's basically the same in the sense that, you're always going to want to follow the same process of rinsing it off, your 2-bucket method, your foam, wiping it down from top to bottom. But in this case, we'll just go over it once again. So the first thing that we're going to do is set up our 2-bucket method. Now I do have 2 different color buckets. That's just because I like to dedicate one color as my soap and one as my rinse. So in this case, I'm going to dedicate my clear bucket as my soap bucket and my blue bucket as my rinse bucket. So we're going to grab some Mr. Pink. We're going to pour some into there. And we also have our chenille microfiber wash mitt, which we've already dunked in there. That way it pre-saturates with the solution. And now we're going to go ahead and set up our Torque Foam Blaster. Now, if you guys don't have a pressure washer, do not worry. Our Torque Foam Blaster 6 is the perfect tool for you to go ahead and achieve nice sudsy. Stupid fly. Our Torque Foam Blaster 6 is the perfect way to achieve a maximum level of suds just with using your garden hose. That's right. You don't need a fancy pressure washer. You don't need a foam cannon. All you need is the foam blaster unit itself and you're all good to go. So to set it up, all you have to do is grab the nozzle, screw it into your garden hose, and then once you have that set up, the next thing that you want to do is set up the actual bottle itself. So you want to go ahead and open it up. You want to pour your favorite Chemical Guys soap up until the soap line, and then once you do so, pro tip for you guys, instead of pouring water into it and causing it to foam, what I like to do is just dunk it into your bucket of clean water and just kind of fill it up all the way up until it almost gets to the top. That way you don't get your soap into your rinse bucket. Go ahead and tighten the top on it. And then another thing, do not shake it. Just give it a nice little stir. And then once it's fully stirred up, you're all set to foam. But before you start foaming, you better make sure you rinse down your car to knock off any kind of loose dirt and debris. So that's what we're going to do right now. We're going to simply rinse it off, knock off a lot of that loose dirt and debris from the top to the bottom, and then we can go ahead and get our foam on. To set up your foam blaster, all you have to do is simply pull back on the sleeve of the Torque Foam Blaster 6 gun and then slip it in, push it back up, and it locks in and you're all good to go. And then whenever you start foaming, you can go ahead and fiddle with the nozzles and settings on the top of the foam blaster to test which one of the options is going to work out best for the pressure that you have at your household. In my case, I love going with 4. That's the perfect ratio between soap and water that I can go ahead and use to achieve a nice level of suds. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start foaming up the rest of the vehicle from the top to the bottom, and as you guys can see, this provides an excellent amount of suds, and these suds are not just for looks, guys. These suds actually help uplift dirt and grime from the surface of your car and safely guide it off your paintwork so that you have less of a chance of inflicting damage like scratches and swirls during your wash. Once you're done foaming it up, I like to give that about 20 to 30 seconds to kind of lather, uplift the dirt and grime, and then go ahead and grab your chenille microfiber wash mitt from your soap bucket and then simply start wiping down your car. Obviously, you want to make sure that you're wiping in straight motions, no circular motions. Start from the top, work your way down, and then you should be all good to go. Now, once you have it all wiped down, now you want to go ahead and disconnect the foamer from the gun nozzle so that you can go ahead and use that gun to rinse off your car. So we're going to go ahead and rinse it down from the top to the bottom, ensuring that we knock off all the soap and grime that's on the vehicle. All right, so now that your vehicle is all fully rinsed off, now it's time to dry. Now, pro tip, I do not have the luxury of washing my car inside my garage because I have a lot of stuff in here that I don't want to get wet. But if I did have this waterproof, then I definitely would wash it in here. But today I don't have that luxury. So I'm going to be drying the side that the sun is hitting first. So in this case, it's going to be the passenger side. So we're going to be using a microfiber drying towel to dry this vehicle, and we're going to start off where the sun is hitting. That way the sun doesn't dry it up and it create water spots. And another pro tip for you guys that wash at home, use a drying aid like afterwash. Afterwash is a great way to break down the tension of the water sitting on your vehicle. That way you have a much smoother dry, and it also leaves behind a nice high gloss finish. So this is a perfect way to dry and shine your ride at the exact same time. After you finish drying the majority of the vehicle, the next thing that you want to do is use a blower to get the water out from all the, cracks and crevices where just, your towel doesn't really necessarily can get into. So we're going to be using the Pro Blow to dry out the wheels, especially the wheels, because I'm sorry guys, but I cannot be bothered with hand drying my wheels. It's just one of the biggest pet peeves for me. I love air drying my wheels. I feel like it's the best and the safest and the most efficient way of drying your wheels, just because you have all that water and all those, the texture of the tire, the lug nuts, the inner barrel. So the last thing that you want to do is, get up in there with your hand, damaging your knuckles and your fingers with the drying towel. And if you like that, go ahead and do you. But me personally, I love using the Pro Blow because I feel like it's just much more efficient. So we're going to be using this combination to dry up all the cracks and crevices. And a pro tip for you guys, when it comes to drying your car, especially when you just went around it with your drying towel, have a secondary drying towel. In this case, I have one of our waffle weave drying towels, which you guys may know are perfect for cleaning glass, but they're also very absorbent. And a pro tip for you guys is, as you blow out the cracks and crevices with your Pro Blow, have your waffle weave towel in the direction that you're spraying at. That way the water gets scooped into your towel as opposed to just being blown out all onto your vehicle. So this is a great way to minimize the amount of water that just gets flung all over the sides of your car, especially when you just dried it all with your drying towel. All right guys, so at this point of the detailing process, most people would just end up applying their tire shine and their trim and calling it a day. But before you actually apply your tire shine and your trim protectants, I would strongly recommend that you let your car sit for about 5 minutes. And what I mean by sit is allow the plastic and all the trim and the rubber from your tires to kind of air dry. We did use the Pro Blow, but the sun is a great way for it to just kind of end up drying out and pulling out the moisture from the trim. That way, whenever you apply your dressing, it looks better and it lasts longer, because believe it or not, that moisture can actually, cause your dressing not to bond properly. So in the meantime, I like to do things like cleaning glass, wiping down your paint with a quick detailer. In this case, I'm going to be using some streak free. And as opposed to spraying the cleaner onto the glass and getting the chemical into the cracks and crevices, what I like to do, especially since the glass is basically like 90% clean right now and dry, what I like to do is grab your streak free, spray it directly onto a separate waffle weave towel. Don't use the same waffle weave towel that you were using to dry your paintwork with, and then use that to quickly touch up your glass, get rid of any kind of minor streaks or anything like that, or any kind of grime left behind. And this is a great way to just kind of kill some time and be more efficient with your time, in the sense that you're not just sitting around waiting for your trim and your tires to dry up. So now that your trim and your tires have enough time to kind of air dry, now it's time to apply some trim protection. So for the sake of this video, we're going to be applying Tire Kicker Tire Shine. Now a lot of people think just because it's called Tire Kicker and it's called a tire shine, it can't be applied on trim. Well, I'm here to let you know that you can apply it on trim, and not only on exterior trim, but interior trim as well, because it is a water-based dressing. So you can use this on interior and exterior vinyl, rubber, and plastic surfaces. So whether it be your dashboard, your door panels, your center console, or the exterior trim like exterior plastics, bumpers, rubber seals, your tires, and so much more, Tire Kicker is going to be the perfect product to restore the condition of the plastic, enhance it with a nice high gloss shine, and protect it from the harsh UV rays. And because we don't have the luxury of being at the Chemical Guys Detail Garage, we are going to be faced with neighbors cutting their lawn. So we're just going to go ahead and trudge right through it. Now, one thing I do want to point out, especially when it comes to applying your trim protectant to your trim, especially on this car, I do want to let you guys know, disclaimer, this trim is great, it's not black. So when I apply the tire shine onto it, it's not going to make it look jet black all over again. It's actually just going to condition the plastic to bring back the original gray look. And not only that, but it's also going to protect it from future damage. That way it doesn't get any worse and get all white and chalky. And last but not least, before you conclude washing your car, before you just throw everything back inside the garage, park your car or drive off, whatever it is that you end up doing, make sure that you clean and wash your tools after you're done, because the last thing that you want to worry about is, having some water left into your bucket and then you get some nasty mildew smells because you left your wash mitt in there for 3 weeks and you didn't touch it. That didn't happen to me, by the way.
Oh my God, that smells awful.
Oh, I'm so sorry about that. I left my gym bag back there and my leftovers. I'm so sorry.
It's awful. It's haunting me.
So make sure that you wash your buckets, wash your brushes, wash your microfiber towels, your drying towels, your waffle weave towels, whatever it is that you use, just make sure it's clean before you store it away. And then the next time you wash your car, it's all nice and clean and ready to use again. Alright guys, and that's going to wrap it up for this video. If you guys enjoyed this style video and want to see more at-home content, make sure to stay tuned because we have more at-home content coming to you this week. So if you aren't subscribed, make sure you subscribe right now. Like this video, let us know what you want us to clean. And until next time, my name is Joey, this is Chemical Guys, and we'll see you next time.